When it came time to vaccinations, I completely trusted my doctor.
She had over 9 inoculations that day. And that was the day that we lost her. After that shot, he was a completely different boy.
When she woke up, she was a different child.
So I took my very healthy 3-year-old to her 3-year-old checkup.
At her 12-month well baby visit, she was vaccinated.
When Caroline had her 18-month well baby visit, she had her shots that day.
We went to every well baby checkup. At 9 months, he got 9 doses of different vaccine.
Right before going into taking that shot, he was a typical boy, 18-year-old month. He would be playful. When someone would call his name, he would turn, he would say, his name. He used to know how old was he. And that night, she started screaming, and it was a different cry than before.
She had a reaction that afternoon at home that was severe. She spiked a very high fever. She had convulsions. She screamed uncontrollably. She could not be consoled.
She came home, was basically violently ill right from the start. She was vomiting, she had diarrhea, she was completely lethargic, and I had never seen her sick or have a fever, so it was very alarming.
Within the hour, he started seizing, and I knew immediately what it was.
After that shot, he was a completely different boy. He didn't say words anymore. He did not know his name anymore. I would ask him, "How old are you?" And he didn't know anymore. After almost 3.5 weeks of a fever, a runny nose, cough, hard trouble breathing, we noticed she wasn't talking. She started to get frustrated and seemed confused. And then there would be zombie-like moments where she would just stare out the window, and you could yell her name as loud as you can, and she wasn't even going to respond.
Through the next 6 months, he had to wear a helmet because he would hurt himself. He would bang his head against walls. He liked to play in his diaper. He was definitely not speaking. He wasn't crawling. He wasn't walking.
The old words that he used to have, they were gone. So every time he would request food and anything he wanted, he needed, he would just pull us and just point at the things.
When she woke up, she was a different child. It was very clear that there was brain damage involved.
I did take him to the doctor and let him know that he wasn't saying the words he had to be saying, and he said it was normal.
He started seizing within the next couple hours, and the doctors told us it was a coincidence, that it just kind of happens sometimes, but it's nothing to worry about.
What alarmed me the most was the reaction the doctor had. It was an immediate defense of vaccines.
His reaction was, well, that's what happens when you get a lot of shots. It was just, that was normal. That was okay.
She is able to tell us when she's hungry. She can tell us if she has to go to the bathroom, but those things didn't come easily.
After age 3, receiving those shots, she definitely became just kind of a hostile child. She just was never really comfortable in her own skin.
And just by looking up the definition of autism, I knew he had it, because everything that was being described, it was what he was doing. So after that, I took him into an evaluation, and he got the actual diagnosis. I mean, they can call it autism, but it was a clear indication of when it started, how it happened.
It's taken several years, but she's actually now diagnosed with sensory processing disorder.
As a young mom, I thought I knew everything. I researched the crib, I researched the car seat, I made sure we were in the best school district, and I mean hours and hours of research. But when it came time to vaccinations, I completely trusted my doctor.
Before I was educated about it, I was vaccinating my kids, and I was presumed then as the educated parent. It was funny that I actually did the research, and now I was told I was misinformed when I had never researched anything on vaccines before. And now I'm told, you can't make that decision now. We need to make it for you. I think that as a parent, we are the ones that have to decide what goes into our child's body, what treatment we have to give them, not the state. And I oppose 100%. Why? Because I saw my child regress after a shot.
Who knows what kid that's going to happen to? Nobody knows. It could be anybody's baby, which you think might be routine, but you could end up paying for it for life.
It's not 1 in a million kids that have a reaction to vaccines. It's a lot more than that.
If you're a parent on the fence about vaccination, I would say research.
Start asking why. Why are my kids getting more than 10 shots?
You owe it to your kids to do this research.
If they can't tell me 100% that this is safe and I have nothing to worry about, then they have to give me the option of making my own informed decision.